Welcome to NuttieBuddie Sports. Previewing the Denver Broncos.
Okay, so we're going to pick on Jason here first. We're going to talk about the Denver Broncos. So last year, the Denver Broncos missed the playoffs. They were 7-10. And what we want to talk about first is the big question. So for you, Jason, for your team, the Denver Broncos, what is the biggest question in your mind for the Broncos?
Yeah, the biggest question, they have made the big acquisition. I'm wondering, how is Russell Wilson going to adjust, to Nathaniel Hackett's offense? Hackett's coming from the Green Bay Packers, first-time head coach. Going to be a lot different for him as well, making that adjustment. Obviously, Russell Wilson's by far the best quarterback the Broncos have had since Peyton Manning. There's no need to rehash the quarterback since then and all those draft picks that they've made and how bad that's been. So to say Russell Wilson's the best quarterback since then is, a no-brainer. But yeah, we're excited about what Russell Wilson's going to bring this year to the Broncos, and it'll be interesting to see if that passing game opens up more. I think that they're going to have to in this division. There's going to be a lot of points scored from all these offenses, and so they're going to have to try and keep up with the weapons that they have around Russell Wilson and the passing game, and the electric running back that they have as well. They should be able to put that together, but it's going to be a matter of what that offensive scheme looks like. And now I think that they actually have a quarterback that can actually make that offensive scheme work.
Yeah, great points. They finished, I think, 19th in total offense last year, and the defense was like 8th. So it was the offense definitely that was lagging behind the defense. But you'd think someone like Russell Wilson would fix that. And that's a really good question, which I'll just piggyback on that. That was sort of my question. Russell Wilson, is he the missing piece? That's really the big question. Was that addition enough to make them the top of the AFC to compete for Super Bowls? Tyler, what's your big question for the Broncos?
A very similar question. Will Russell cook? I mean, is he going to be able to perform like he was in Seattle here in Denver? Will they have the pieces around him to really allow him to do what he does?
Yeah, who did they lose recently? Tim
Patrick.
Yeah, he got injured, but they still got Judy and Sutton and
KJ Hamler.
No, Fant was traded, right?
Fant was traded. Yeah. KJ Hamler is a big rookie, second year now, so expecting big things out of him too.
Yeah, and you mentioned Javonte Williams, right? The running back there. I really like him. So, yeah, we'll see. That is a big question for them. Okay, let's move on to our next category here. Favorite off-season move? Let's start. Jason, let's go back to you. What was your favorite off-season move that the Broncos made?
I mean, obviously the big one there, Russell Wilson, right? But I mean, they also kind of stole Randy Gregory, totally unexpected, grabbing him, help out with that pass rush. So just throwing that one out there as well. It wasn't just Russell. They were also able to grab a big time pass rusher and Randy Gregory.
Okay. How about you, Tyler? You got one?
Yeah, I had the same thing. I put Randy Gregory. I like the Russell Wilson move, but sometimes I wonder if maybe they paid a little too much for him. So that's why I really like the Randy Gregory. I think they gave him a big contract, but I think he should really help them, especially with some top tier other quarterbacks getting after them in that division.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, it was funny when we looked at these teams, like both sides of the ball were being worked on because of, I think each team in this division had a prolific offense. So they were working on their defense, and then they were also working on their offense as well, which was pretty cool. I also had Russell Wilson, and I sort of had Randy Gregory. I'm a little lukewarm on him. I guess I'll explain why in the next category, because I had to pick something. Well, let's just get into it. Maybe let's go talk about our least favorite offseason move for them. And let me just make my case here. I know I was going to start with you, Jason, but maybe you can talk me out of this. So Randy Gregory, they signed Randy Gregory. I like him. He's a good pass rusher, but he has 16.5 sacks total in the last 5 years. He had 3 last year. He had 6 the year before. I think he had 3 the year before that. So I like that they're getting pass rushers. I like the signing. I think it's being a little bit overstated, if that makes sense. So it's not that I hated it because I didn't think they had a lot of bad moves, to be honest with you. So I just looked at them like maybe this move's just a little overrated because the stats doesn't match the stature of player that everybody's selling.
True, true. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sometimes a player does get overhyped. You look at like a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. He's got all this hype, but then the numbers don't always match up with the hype. But I hope that the presence of Randy Gregory on that line, helps everybody. You expect a player like that to impact everybody across the board. So maybe he doesn't get the numbers, but maybe the overall defensive front, steps up.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Do you have a least favorite move other than mine?
Yeah, absolutely. I was similar to what Tyler was saying. The Broncos did give up a lot when they got Russell Wilson, and I really did hate to see Noah Fant getting added to that trade. I don't know if they could have kept him. Obviously, not in the negotiation room, but certainly would have liked to have seen them been able to maybe move a different piece to keep Noah Fant around. So now they did draft a rookie, and they also are getting some pretty good word from I don't haven't heard this name pronounced out loud, but Albert Okwegbenham, my best shot at it. But Russell Wilson's really liking him so far, and he's supposedly another speedster at tight end. So maybe the Broncos saw that they have a similar player already in house and felt more comfortable moving on from Fant there.
Okay, yeah, that was a big loss for them. I love Fant. He was a really good tight end for the Broncos. Tyler, you got a least favorite offseason move for the Broncos?
Again, really similar. The trade for Russell Wilson, they gave up a lot for him, and Noah Fant was one of them. Um, uh, we'll see. It very much to me puts them in like a win now situation. This trade for Russell Wilson because of those draft picks as well as the players. So that was my least favorite move, was giving up what they did for Wilson, especially when I saw some other quarterbacks on the market. Maybe they could have gotten a better deal. I don't know if they're the same caliber as Russell Wilson, but perhaps maybe they could have gotten a better deal on them.
Yeah, because I don't know if you need with that defense and those weapons, did you need a Russell Wilson type of quarterback to get you over the hump? Probably not. Like you could have maybe got a little cheaper of a quarterback, but it's hard also to pass up someone like Russell Wilson. It's sort of like a double-edged sword. If they win a Super Bowl, it's going to be worth it. So
That's so true. So
yeah.
true.
Yeah. Let's see here. I already talked about my least favorite move. Let's go to our next category. What will make the season a success or a failure for the Denver Broncos? Jason, in your mind, what's going to make it a successful season?
Yeah, so that offense coming together, they're going to definitely have to put up some points. So making sure that Russell Wilson is able to pick this up. They got the right scheme to compete against those defenses there in the division, and obviously outside of it too, facing these other tough teams that they're going to have to face. But that's the biggest thing. The defense still really isn't a big question. They're going to play well enough. It's a tough division for sure, as we talked about with the other offenses, but the defense will be able to hold up pretty well, from I feel. So that offense is really going to have to step up, just like what they expected them to do last year, and it didn't happen. So it's going to have to happen this year.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with that. That's what I had. The offense, like I said before, they were 19th last year. The defense was 8th, so the offense really let the defense down. I do. Again, I like Russell Wilson. I think he's like a second tier quarterback. I think sometimes he gets put in the first tier. I think sometimes that's people overrate him, but I think obviously he's, like you said, the best quarterback they have. So for even if they move up to 10, and then they keep their defense in the top 10, they're going to be fine. Like that's all you need from Russell Wilson. I almost said Westbrook. Different sport. Tyler, what about you? What do you got? Would make a successful season or failure for the Broncos?
Definitely, I think for a successful season, they need a. I don't see them winning the division, but they need a wild card spot, making the playoffs. If that offense doesn't come together, Russell Wilson, then that's going to make it a failure, a big, not good. But I really don't see that happening, though. I really do see them as a wild card playoff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we all kind of have the same thing then, right? The offense really needs to come and they got to play better than bottom, 12, 13 offense. They got to be in that top 15 range. Okay. So let's do our predictions. So I looked up some online and the people who are smart that predict these things, they had 10 wins as the marker. So let's start with you, Jason, over under 10 wins.
Yeah, I went through the schedule, and that's exactly what I came up with as well, actually, was the 10 wins.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, if it's over under 10, right? So I would go with the over on that. I think Russell Wilson can, those 50-50 games that they're going to be involved with, I think Russell Wilson can come through and possibly get them 11, 12 wins.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you felt like it was right where it should be, but
yeah,
you're gonna
I feel like it was right where it was at when I was looking at the schedule.
Okay, perfect. Tyler, what about you?
Yeah, I had him right at 10 wins. The thing is, when I was doing this research and putting my thoughts together, I did this prediction before I really looked into the team. Once I looked into the team and then looked at their schedule a little bit more in depth, I do see them winning maybe 11 games, maybe going over. But again, that's going to come down to some of those 50-50 games and whether or not they can really just make it happen.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So I went under, but I think 10 is the right number. That's the problem. So I was like, oh, this is where I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be 10-7, honestly. But I only went under just because I was like, when I finished the division, I can't have every team going over. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so there's got to be a team or two that goes under. So 9-8, I have them as. But honestly, I think 10's the right number. I think you guys are right. I just this division is going to be so hard. So yeah, sorry, Jason. What's that, Jason?
Yeah, it's gonna be a real tough division. I'm right there at it. I'm a realist with the team. I'm not, undefeated season. I'm looking at 10 wins as well.
Okay, perfect. Oh, okay, you guys ready to move on to the San Diego, the LA Chargers?
You're gonna make me cry.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of NuttieBuddie Sports. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you'd like to listen to the rest of the podcast, click on one of the links down below. And if you want to give us your thoughts on any team in any division, let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you guys soon.